On this edition of the Marne Forward, we'll fly up and out on an air assault with the Screaming Eagles. Next, we'll push over hard ground on a combat patrol. And then we'll have a look at the most unusual PX you're ever likely to see. All this and more coming up. Hello and welcome to this edition of the Marne Forward. I'm Specialist Rebecka Reyes reporting from Baghdad. Here's this week's Marne News Minute. The new Task Force Marne NCO Academy is open and has received its first group of students, 56 Iraqi security soldiers. On January 15th, those Iraqi soldiers stood beside 18 U.S. non-commissioned officers in a ceremony marking the opening of the academy that is housed at Forward Operating Base Palsu. Students enrolled in the Academy's intensive 2-week course learn the basics of leadership and combat tactics. They'll take what they learn with them and mentor other soldiers in the skills they've learned. It's true what they say, goodwill pays dividends. On January 13th, Camp Stryker soldiers got a tip on the location of a bomb factory near Hamid's shop. Rakistan soldiers raided a house where they found explosives, rocket launchers, and a vehicle-borne IED assembly operation. "We feel great," one soldier said. "We found something that could have caused a lot of damage to coalition forces." More than 40 targets were hit January 10th after precision airstrikes destroyed al-Qaeda safe havens in Arab Jabor. 38 bombs were dropped within the first 10 minutes with a total tonnage of 40,000 pounds. The precision airstrikes supported Operation Phantom Phoenix. And that's your Marne News Minute. With 2 air assaults to their credit in Iraq, soldiers from Bravo Company, 502nd Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division has made history. Outnumbered 3-1, this platoon detained nearly 60 suspects linked to al-Qaeda in Iraq. Army Sergeant Marty Collins takes us on Operation Dolphins II.
U.S. and Iraqi troops teamed up here at Khidr, Iraq, on a daring daylight air assault. Their objective was to capture high-value targets with links to al-Qaeda. Before his bird hit the ground, Sergeant First Class Brian Zamiska saw people running and knew the mission was going hot.
Probably 10 seconds after my bird hit the ground, my chalk started taking direct fire from the rooftop. The same rooftop my PO's element took fire from. Put us pretty much to the ground right off the bat.
Make sure you guys are red.
After the Screaming Eagles returned fire, the suspected insurgent sought cover and then surrendered. Second Lieutenant Jeremy Reyes and his troops secured the location and searched the surrounding houses.
I had AK-47. There was more weapons in other places. There was a few on the roof. There was some hidden in air conditioning units, just hidden around in a variety of different places in the house.
The bad guys were also trying to be creative.
Some of them did run away. Some of them actually had women's clothing on, trying to hide from us.
A well-known sheikh wanted in Iraq was hiding in a canal.
I heard something slide back into the water, and I knew it had to be somebody. So I started yelling. First one flanked on him, and that's when we got eyes on him. He wouldn't come out. Kept telling him to come out. All he told me to do was, "Come here, mister."
Zamiska says the faces of his soldiers speak 1,000 words.
All my soldiers, all my E4s and below, have never been to combat before. And for them to come over here on our second air assault and round up 58 dudes, all either al-Qaeda or linked to al-Qaeda or AQI, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
Only 2 months into the fight, and rounding up nearly 60 suspects with links to al-Qaeda is a good day's work, but there is still work to do.
I hope we can keep doing it, keep doing it, catch more of the bad guys, get them off the streets, make the place safer for everybody.
Reporting from Khidr, Iraq, I'm Army Sergeant Marty Collins.
In our next story, Army Sergeant Jay Townsend takes us on a routine patrol that got pretty dangerous for some dog-faced soldiers.
The sun is coming up in Arab Jabor, and dog-faced soldiers from Bravo Company 1st of the 30th Infantry Regiment are moving out. Today, soldiers will conduct searches and meet with the locals outside of Patrol Base Hawk. Specialist Victor Cavada has been out here before.
Some we usually take contact there sometimes, in the west of the canal.
Let's go! This operation turned out to be no different than Bravo Company's last trip here.
Yeah, we took contact in this canal, so everybody acted good. Everybody took cover, and started flanking the enemy.
Marne, shift and lift on the floor. Let's go.
Came pretty close. One passed by my face.
Corporal Keith McKern immediately began calling PB Hawk to explain the situation.
As soon as we took fire, took cover, returned fire. I'm the forward observer for the platoon, so I immediately started a fire mission in case we needed it.
As the squad moved forward to flank the enemy, they found a homemade explosive designed to slow down or kill soldiers on patrol.
While we were flanking, they found a dismounted IED. EOD went up, linked up with the squad that's up there, and they just conducted a controlled hit.
The canal was too dangerous to approach, so air support was brought in.
They started doing terrain denial on the area where we took contact at. Hopefully, they kill the insurgents.
Hunting insurgents and helping Iraqis take a stand is what Bravo Company does best. Reporting from Patrol Base Hawks, I'm Army Sergeant Jay Townsend.
After 11 years of service, Sergeant First Class Larry Great Jr. has achieved a lot. Army Private Joseph Rebecka reports on the re-enlistment and promotion of Sergeant Great and his continuing success in the Army.
When a young Larry Great Jr. joined the Army, many believed he never would accomplish much. 11 years later, Sergeant First Class Larry Great Jr. proved some wrong as he re-enlisted and gained the rank of Sergeant First Class.
I came a long ways, and I just want to say that before that, people have told me that I would never make it to where I am. But
in recognition of his accomplishments, soldiers of the 203rd Brigade Support Battalion came to show how proud they are of Sergeant Great. Sergeant Great was promoted and re-enlisted indefinitely in a ceremony led by his wife, Chief Warrant Officer II, Vivical Great. After 7 duty assignments and 3 deployments, Sergeant Great has enjoyed his Army experience.
there's no end in role with the Army. It's always benefits for every individual out there that wants to know what we do.
He stresses to younger soldiers to pursue education through the Army and work hard on self-improvement. There is still more that Sergeant Great will achieve in the Army as he attends the Officer Candidate School upon his redeployment. Reporting from Forward Operating Base Hammer, Iraq, I'm Army Private Joseph Rebecka.
After a break, we'll take you on a foot patrol and see how one sergeant is making a difference for soldiers at patrol bases. Stay with us.